again, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of our Inside Post for this week, as we are again looking at the Belmont Stakes and giving you our long shot pick to win the Belmont Stakes race at Belmont Park on Saturday, June 10th, in the glorious Grade 1 at Big Sandy. Of course, if you watched our other video that we posted of the full betting guide for the entire card, you know that we had already picked Hit Show as our long shot pick. We're just going to go into in depth of why we think Hit Show is the long shot bet for the Belmont Stakes. Of course, in our other video, we discuss Angel of Empire and Tapit Trice being our 1 and 2. But we are also going to use Hit Show pretty heavily in here as a sneaky play horse at hopefully odds of 10 to 1 or a little bit higher. A lot of these other horses will probably take a lot of money, leaving it for the odds of Hit Show to rise up a little bit, possibly getting closer to that 15 to 1 mark. If you look at it, obviously, big gray horse, ran in the Kentucky Derby, drew the one hole, was our long shot pick in that race as well. We really thought the horse looked great coming out of that grade 3 Withers at Aqueduct, comes into the Wood Memorial and just gets beat by a nose to long shot in Lord Miles. So the extra distance is interesting enough. Kind of reading some of the comments about the horse coming out of the Kentucky Derby, it flattened. It may not want the extra mile and a half. But I think the breeding suggests that this horse should be able to get the mile and a half, especially coming off of the Kentucky Derby, um, with some rest, skipping the Preakness, coming into the Belmont for Brad Cox and Gary and Mary West. If you look at the pedigree, Candy Ride as the sire with Ride the Rails on top of that. The Dam and Actress out of a Tapit sire for Actress. I believe has like two starts or two other starts as stakes winners, with two wins, one being a stakes win. However, I again, we look at all the Tapit horses that are in here, and how well the Tapit line has done in the Belmont Stakes. This one kind of checks that box as being out of that Tapit line, however, on the Dam side of it. But however, the horse still does have Candy Ride on the opposite for the sire. It's Brad Cox trained. It does come off that rest, which we see a lot of horses coming into the Belmont Stakes, skipping the Preakness, coming out of that Kentucky Derby and pointing in here. We do know, obviously, he finished behind Mage, Two Phils, Angel of Empire, finishing fifth in that Kentucky Derby. We are going to kind of go through, watch that video, and just kind of dissect why we think Hit Show could be a big runner in here at pretty good odds of hopefully a little bit more than 10 to 1. So obviously he's in the one post right now, the gray horse breaking on the inside with the pink silks, and I believe it's like a dark colored cap on the inside right now. So the horse gets off pretty well. As you can see, looks to be about fifth or sixth coming down the stretch, um, and kind of fades a little bit, to about seventh or eighth position going into the first turn. I mean, the horse basically sticks to the rail, um, for most of this race, which is pretty smart, um, and a pretty good gate break for the one hole. Really, it's definitely going to save ground. As you can see, kind of pushing up a little bit to the outside right now to um, get outside of the number 4 in confidence game. So interesting to see that the horse was kind of ridden out or pulled out into that 3 or 4 path as they kind of went down the stretch here. As you can tell, they're going a half mile on 45. It was pretty fast. And of course, that's obviously what it was set up for Mage to win the Kentucky Derby. As you can see, starting to draw in a little bit, getting a little bit tighter going into that 3 path, for Hit Show again. Now, as you can see, kind of coming to the outside. Um, and in reality, I mean, the horse is in 4 path right now, going pretty wide, starting to pass horses, looks pretty good, um, on the outside. The only thing was, I think the horse moved a lot. As you can see now, we're in the sixth, seventh path, runs into, I believe that was Mage on the outside there and just gets absolutely blown away by Mage. And then obviously Angel of Empire is going to pick off this horse as well. Um, I just think if the horse sticks to the rail, I know it would have to run in behind Confidence Game. But as you can see on the horse is kind of eased up a little bit there, or not really eased up, but kind of stops running. We really don't get to see this horse run on. As you could tell, here it is on the gallop out on the backside, and the camera's focusing in on Mage and Angel of Empire. Obviously, Angel of Empire has a huge gallop out here running alongside with Mage as they are kind of being pulled up. Um, but the big factor is that we are looking at this horse coming in off that rest, hopefully get some good odds. This horse should be a good price at 12 to 1, 15 to 1 possibly. Um, what we kind of really focused on was the horse was on the rail. And then Manny Franco pulls the horse all the way out to the 4 or 5 path. And the horse at the second call was making strides, was starting to pass horses. Um, the pace setup was just not what Hit Show was needing. I mean, they were going really fast. Um, and we don't know, the pace could be National Treasure in here again, going out to the early lead, and dictating possibly that slow pace, which would benefit Hit Show to run into a slower pace rather than having a hot pace to run into, is kind of what he had in the Kentucky Derby. So this horse was probably a horse that's going to sit mid pack again in here with only 9 runners. Um, look for Manny Franco to get a little bit closer to the lead. As some of these other horses obviously like to come from way out of it, like in the likes of Tapitrice and Angel of Empire and possibly even Forte. I look for Hit Show to be placed ahead of those horses. Um, the unfortunate side, he does have stablemate in here with Angel of Empire, and as I believe they trained or did some workouts together. Hopefully, it's not one of those horses that Angel of Empire will have the chance to chase Hit Show, like we see a lot of the times when these trainers put 2 horses in together. However, I think Hit Show is a really good price. A horse that's obviously coming off of rest, putting in some pretty good workouts, as you could see on the Churchill Downs track. I believe it got 2 workouts in on the Belmont surface. Has all the pedigree check marks coming in, and the horse was favored in all of its starts besides the Kentucky Derby, where it was 24 to 1. Um, and again, finished 5th. If you go back and watch the video, even if you go back and watch the Wood Memorial, the horse comes off the pace yet again, and the horse probably wins the Wood Memorial if it doesn't get pinched between 2 horses. Um, I just think if Manny Franco does the same thing, except not necessarily getting to the rail, but kind of stays in one path instead of bouncing the horse out around so much. I think it'll help Hit Show in making a better run for the lead down the stretch. I think we'll see it again, pretty similar, where it's going. Manny Franco will make his move coming out of that last final turn and into the stretch. We will see Hit Show pass a couple of horses. Is he going to have enough of that late pace speed to put away those horses, or to catch a lead horse, or to hold off any horses that are running up beside him? That's going to be the big question mark there. And I think the horse has a big kick, big turn of foot coming out of the turn. It's just, hopefully Manny Franco pushes the button at the right time. And this horse has a little bit extra kick outside of his stablemate of Angel Empire, and the pace is not hot and set up perfectly for Tappet Trice to have this big run into of a fast pace. So there's kind of our rundown of our long shot play for the Belmont Stakes. We were big fans on Hit Show in the Kentucky Derby, as we were with Angel of Empire being our top pick. We are using both of those horses as well. Hit Show being our price horse, with Angel of Empire and Tappet Trice. So look for us to play a big trifecta, um, and possibly a pretty heavy win play show wager on Hit Show for the Belmont Stakes. We thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We are so close to 800. Get us to 1,000 before the Belmont Stakes. We have 2 days, so keep subscribing, keep liking our videos, and keep interacting with us down in the comments. Thanks for watching.